Hi. All right, my name is Andrea Zajac. I'm a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I've been with Mary Kay for 23 years, but I feel passionate today just to share with you sort of what's happening in the economy. Yesterday, I listened to NPR, and they told me that Macy's is closing hundreds of stores across the country. Yet they're going to be opening small little boutique stores in suburban areas. And it really got me thinking how Sephora, they said, is doing the same thing. And here we are in 2020, women, do you know how much women own the purse strings? 80% of the purchase power in American households come from women. But women want something convenient. Uber Eats is on the rise. It's taking from restaurants. We're seeing businesses affected. We're seeing so many things happening in our economy, and yet people are still yearning for a way that they could have more out of life. So I wanted to make this little message because I actually have a traveling beauty boutique with my business with Mary Kay. I mean, isn't it wonderful that my busy clients can just text me, call me. I can go directly to their home, bring in my products. They don't have to worry about the mall. They don't have to take their baby out of the nap or worry about any of the children things. I can help make their life easier. So I think it's so exciting to share the truth. There's a lot of women searching for what I found 23 years ago. And I look at my story now and I want to share my story. I want to share her story and I want to share my story. So I hope you'll stay with me for a couple minutes. First, I want to tell you that the average median salary in 2014, look at that. Women are red, men are in the blue. In 2014, it says here, the highest gross paid woman was in her, her 50s. She made on average $41,000. So women 65 and up were making $39,000 on average across the country. Now men were, of course, more. And when Mary Kay, the woman, let me introduce you to Mary Kay. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of things in front of me, and I'm sorry if I get a little twisted up, but this is Mary Kay. And I want to tell you her story. And I'm going to tell you my story too. This woman was so frustrated in 1963 when she constantly trained. Well, let me back up and say that Mary Kay lost her husband after the war. And it's just a sad, sad thing to hear until you find out it was the war between the redhead and the blonde. And so she had a great sense of humor, but she found herself as a single mom. So if you're listening to this and you're a single mom, maybe you're not, but you never see your husband because he's working 2 or 3 different shift jobs. And you yourself are trying to maintain a life with children. Or maybe you don't have children. It's all good. I didn't have children when I was introduced to this woman, but what she did for me as a leader and somebody in my life that I could learn from. So I ask you today, who are you learning from? We have so many influencers out there who have no core values, no virtues that I would recommend you follow. I do believe strongly in Mary Kay's desires of having faith first. And so I was introduced to her, and I was introduced at a Mary Kay skincare party. Didn't want to go. Total tomboy. I'll show you my picture in a minute. But I knew that the woman inviting me was a important person in my office, not a direct boss of mine, but I thought, okay, I better go because I don't want to have my name be on the bad list. So I went, sat there the whole time like this, and I got to have a facial. I'd never had a facial before. I'd just been a tomboy. I grew up, my mom was a teacher, but she was a country girl, and we just thought if you scrub harder, the acne would go away. And you put on a little mascara and lip gloss. And, hey, looking like a girl, that was about it. But I always wanted to have confidence. I wanted to be feminine. I just didn't know how. And so I did have low confidence. And I'll show you my picture in a minute for that. But here's this woman that I was introduced to. And I went, I could really learn something from her leadership. I was impressed. I was impressed with her story that she raised 3 children, had to work, and at the same time, constantly the men that she trained were getting promoted. And she said, I'm sick and tired of this. So she went to the boss. And the boss said, well, Mary Kay, Johnny has a family to feed, you know? Suck it up, Buttercup. And she was ticked off. She was ticked off, but what was she going to do? This is like the Mad Men era, 1963. So what did she do? So many people go home frustrated and they cry and then they complain and then they do nothing. Not this woman. This woman went home. The first thing she did was she wrote down what would be the most perfect company for a woman to work for. And she wrote down things like, I would have them praise to success. I would have them operate under the golden rule. I would let them put faith first, family second, career third, in that order, so that everybody understands that when we honor our God and we honor our family, then we all thrive with our business. And everybody said, oh, this is a great book, except for her son, who said, Mom, you should really start a company. She said, what would I sell? Well, she'd been using this product on her hand and maybe even on her face, but it was developed by a tanner. He had a chemical background, but no marketing skills, and he worked on leather as a tanner. And she went and bought the rights to the formula. Hence the beginning of our Mary Kay Extra Emollient Night Cream and the launch of a Mary Kay business. And she said, how am I going to do this? So she really looked at how she could give women an opportunity to have it all. So here I was, 23. Actually, I was 24, just 24. I just turned 24, and so I can actually hold it here. And so this woman didn't just dream it, she did it. And I was impressed with that. Why? Because although I was a complete tomboy, I was serving my country as an Army officer. Yep, that's me. Pretty embarrassing. I wasn't embarrassed. I just didn't have a lot of feminine confidence. I was pretty tough. I knew I was growing as a young woman. I was placed in a lot of awesome leadership roles in the military, and I got to do a lot of things. And I saw that no matter how early I came in as a young single person, and no matter how long I lasted at the end of the night when all the other moms had to go pick up or people had to get home to their families, I wasn't guaranteed a promotion. I thought, that stinks, okay, because I know I'm a hardworking girl. And then I also thought, ew, I'm going to be judged by a board come promotion time. Like, if one person doesn't like me, what's going to happen? I could have my whole future rearranged and, averted. My goals could be averted. And so I thought, I better have a backup plan. So here I went to this Mary Kay party. I had no idea what Mary Kay was about, except for I had heard it was makeup. And I was impressed. Why was I impressed? Well, first of all, I was impressed because it was a global company. Currently, we're in 35 different countries. I said, what? This little lady from Houston, Texas is created something that is a global company? That impressed me. I also was impressed. Look at this. I was impressed when I saw what kind of a leader she was. I've always wanted to grow in my spirit and my soul, not just in my mindset, but in my spiritual faith. And I thought, are you kidding me? She walks with these kind of women. If I have an opportunity to learn, Oprah Winfrey, let me just tell you, it was probably 10 years ago, but Oprah Winfrey had a weekend seminar. It was only $1,200 for the weekend. Mary Kay, I got to learn, not just she had her stroke when I came in, but I got to learn from people who were like hanging out with her all the time, and the leadership continues to this day. And I thought, for $100, are you kidding me? What did I do with $100 last week? I blew it in so many stupid things, $20 here. Back then we didn't have Starbucks. I'm dating myself. But I learned a couple things about what she wanted. She wanted to have so many things, and she started the business, and she just believed P&L is profit and loss. And so I want to share this because here's the deal, you guys. I've now been in the business 23 years. I'm going to fast forward. I'll show my pictures. I'm totally unorganized right now, but I hope you'll hear my story. Mary Kay came into my life. And then Mary Kay got into my heart. And Mary Kay got into my heart, and I look at this 23 years ago, I keep messing up the numbers. 1996? Okay, yes. And I was able to be at home with all 3 children. I'm still an at-home, work-at-home mom. I get time every single day to take care of my health. I get time every single day to devote to my faith. People don't have time. People don't have stability. Mary Kay has a family security plan that is the only company in direct sales that has such a thing. It is sort of like a pension. We never pay into it, but you can move up without a ceiling. We have no quotas. We have no territories. I mean, all these things, I was like, oh, okay. I wanted a backup plan. That's all I wanted. I wanted like an extra $50, but something that if I didn't get promoted, I could have something to fall back on. So I decided to give it a try. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect what would come out of that kit. And so today, here we are, 2020. And I gotta tell you, women, every single day that I'm talking to, either they gave up their jobs so that they could devote themselves to their family, or they never stopped working and they've missed so much. And there are women in my life who've never had children. And I gotta tell you, I've pulled a whole bunch of things. So let me try to keep going with this. I told you about the average salary for 2014 across the nation. Oh my gosh. Of course, I'm in California. That's ridiculously high how much people have to make to live here. But here's what I love. A part-time gig in Mary Kay, 5 to 20 hours a week, can provide an extra $20,000 in family income. I'm serious. So here I am surrounded by tons and tons of moms all the time, women who have wanted to have these different seasons in their life. And I can tell you, my little note card says, I'm so thankful in Mary Kay because I've had my cake and I've gotten to eat it too. And I just want to get that message out. You can have your cake and you can eat it too. I haven't had to sacrifice anything during my career. Now, let me tell you, I chose to marry a military man. I was military. I think I showed you my picture. Here's another picture. See how much of a tomboy? Okay, that's my before picture. I know it's a little shaky, but I've moved. And so how many people follow their husband or try to keep a home life? Divorce is ridiculous. I see so many kids affected, don't even know what commitment really looks like. They're affected in so many ways, even if they are resilient. And I wanted to have a home that was, I'm sort of a homebody, or I'm sort of domestic, and I wanted something where I could raise children and provide them with nourishment of their soul. And before children, I thought about this. Before children, I thought, okay, I want to have something where if I am marrying a military man, how can I also bring home the bacon and have my own identity, not just be Mrs.? Not that that's anything wrong with that, but for me, I wanted something where I didn't have to ask for money. I could do some fun things. So I did sign up, okay? So I'm just going to bring you to this picture now. This was a couple of months, 6 months after. Don't I look cuter? I always tell people I look a lot cuter because I had more cash. And we do. We make a lot of money in Mary Kay. We make amazing money. We make half of anything we sell, but we also earn commissions from Mary Kay corporate proceeds. This does not come from any consultant to consultant. It comes from corporate profits. And so as I decided to become a leader and empower other women, I was so amazed at the kind of income that came along with it, not to mention the free cars. So I'll show you that car again. You all want to see my first car? This was my first car. Okay, it's a little, there we go. That's my first car. I've earned 14 Mary Kay career cars. And today, these are the kind of cars that people walk home with or walk away with. Okay, I know this is really, I'm not techie, you guys, or at least I try to be, but not today. So, that's where the very first car, I earned mine. And then I decided to move up and I wanted to be somebody who was leading and guiding people. So I chose to move into leadership. And so I've earned 3 Mary Kay pink Cadillacs. I've earned, I had a BMW. This is called the Premier Plus. 2 BMWs actually. And then of course you can earn the Traverse, which is a great car. I'm currently at the level here as a Equinox driver, but overall I've had 14 company cars. I've never paid for a car payment in my adult life. And that's because I decided to sign up. So for $100, this is what you get, it's tons and tons of stuff. But you know what? Here's the deal. People just don't know. So you guys maybe pinky promise with me. This may not be something you'd ever consider, but pass me on. Let me reward you. And I'd be happy to do that because I'm looking for, and this is what people don't realize. People always think, oh, I'm not into makeup. The leaders in Mary Kay aren't into makeup. They're into empowering women. And I was a tomboy. I played basketball. I mean, I was on the softball team. I've played pretty much all these other sports. And so I wanted to have something where my future as a young 24-year-old young lady had something where I had stability. Mary Kay is a 100% debt-free company. Y'all remember Enron? They gave their lives to Enron. These people had thought about retirement, and Enron, boom, dissolves in front of our face. We saw that with the Lehman Brothers. Don't think that won't happen with your job out there in America. Having a backup plan is huge. We're privately owned. Of course, we have huge giving campaigns. I told you Mary Kay was focused on empowering women. And I always say that empowering Mother Earth is one of the best ways. And Mary Kay believes in truly giving back. So we have an awesome recycling program. We have a pink doing green and going green. And we have a, let me make sure I say this right, a carbon-free output manufacturing plant in Dallas, Texas. It's so cool. We have huge products that are packaged in recycling with recycled ink and soy ink and just so many things. We also were the first company, like I said, all about women, empowering women. So we have a text Love Is to 22522, which is a Love Is Respect 24/7 hotline. First company to ever do that. You guys, we care so much about women. And we have a foundation. Our foundation has, sorry, where am I? This side. Our foundation has given $55 million to end domestic violence and over 22.7. It's probably 28 by now because these are older numbers. So it's really great what this company is all about. This company is about people in love, not profit and loss, and it gives American jobs. So the product is great. Again, I want to talk about that idea that you can have your cake and you can eat it too, and that you can have harmony in your life. We do have 35 countries, and that's exciting for somebody like me because I've been there for all seasons of my family's life. So I'm going to now introduce you to my family. So this was me 6 months after starting. I earned my Mary Kay car. Within 1 year, I was making more money part-time as a part-time gig with Mary Kay than I was as a full-time Army officer. I was given the opportunity to be promoted to captain, and I really weighed my odds. I said, okay, I give my life and soul to my job. Now, serving the country is great, and I'm so thankful, and I'm thankful for those who give 20 years. But I decided for me that I did not want to do that with my husband also staying in. I wanted to have the opportunity to raise my own babies. So but before babies, I did love that Mary Kay is about mentorship, women of all different ages being able to come together because we're still human, right? We still, just because you are 80, think about how many baby boomers now, they have so much to give back. Doesn't mean they can't stop working or can't stop being involved with a sisterhood and a tribe that makes a difference. We have fun. Oh my gosh. This was one of my first, this is my mama. She joined my team and we get to travel and go to workshops and be completely empowered. And so I showed you how sad I looked at the beginning. I started to look a lot better and take care of myself and learn things that I didn't know. This was a cute little picture after I became a sales director. I started looking classy. It was in me all along. And I decided I would like to be a mom. So this was my first baby. He's with me at a leadership because I was able to have my family there. And I love that Mary Kay is about faith and family before corporate. And so I share that because one of the things that I thought I'd bring to your attention is the top 10 working trends in 2016. Now, of course, a couple years ago, but look at this and think about what's come of it. Workplace flexibility becomes the biggest topic of conversation. We see that 2020, now we're seeing it. This was 4 years ago. The first generation of Generation Z graduates from college and enters the workforce. More professionals seeking gigs instead of full-time jobs. I think it's awesome to see young millennials entering. And I love this picture because Stephanie, beautiful family. She married her man and she was working in corporate America, and her mama is in Mary Kay, is a very successful national. And she said, okay, I'm going to give this a try. Well, thanks to Mary Kay, she was able to say goodbye to that job, and now she has 2 babies, and she's able to become a mom that's constantly growing because of our mentorship. But yet, she's got the income. She's earned, I think she's on her 3rd car now because she's such a hot shot. But here's something else. So Time talks about millennials versus the baby boomers in the workforce. The 3 fastest growing groups in Mary Kay are baby boomers, millennials, and Latina women. But I think this is really cool. Listen to this. The Generation Y workers are now entering into the workplace, and MTV called them the no-collar workers. They have perspectives that are very different than our previous generation. Right now, 80 million millennials, 76 million baby boomers in America. And they're all looking to have the job. So it says here in Time magazine, who would you rather hire? So let's talk about this. This is what it says. Millennials require your immediate attention. They want yesterday, Facebook, Twitter. They're accustomed to instantaneous connection and attention. Well, you know what I found with Mary Kay? You get prizes immediately. Like, I mean, here's a diamond. I mean, oh, here's another one. And that's such fun, just jewelry, but it grows. Behind you, I have my lamps. I've never paid for luggage ever. Cars, of course, I get, but the recognition, the immediate attention, women love that. And it goes, we have prizes that are quarterly, weekly. It's amazing how the recognition is there. And that's what people want, and corporate America does not give that. Millennials want casual Friday almost every day. They want to, they work when they want to work. I love the flexibility of Mary Kay. I could do it whenever I wanted to do it. And they like transparency. It talks about they like the work environment flat. They do not like listening to a boss. Well, that's a little challenging, but the greatest part about Mary Kay is that you get to decide if you want to move up or not. And when you look at getting back into the workforce. Remember I said there's a lot of moms I sit around with who either given up to be with their kids, which is great, but then they've got to try to find a job and get back into corporate America. The problem with that is their skill set is now weak. What are they doing? Executive administrative work. They're doing things that are a little bit lower than their capability mentally, but they haven't been in the workforce. They haven't had their finger on the pulse. With Mary Kay, I got to have my cake and eat it too, because I could take down my business. Remember I said that I've been a pink Cadillac driver 3 times? Well, when I had my 3rd baby and my 7th move, I went down a little bit because my 2 oldest were in high school. It was the time where I chose, I want to be more of a mom that is all about being present. I'm not going to get these years back. So here's way back when I had my 2nd. We were living in Hawaii. I've moved 7 times, and I could just this was the day I just decided my husband was off. I never have to ask permission. Do you want a life where you never have to ask permission? This one is just one of the many field trips. I've never missed field trips. I go on every one of my 3 children's field trips. I love this sisterhood. Everywhere I go, I have got women. This was a couple years ago, one of our events in Dallas. We dress up, we come, we learn, we grow, and this was one of our seminar events. We get to sharpen each other. Iron sharpens iron. You see, there's women of all shapes, all colors, all educational backgrounds. Let me tell you that she was is a judge, in North Carolina, mechanical engineer, a lawyer. I know she was an educator. Women of all walks of life, all educational backgrounds. We get to make a difference without having any kind of quota. Here's another thing that's interesting. 1 out of 5 women, people in America is aged 55 or older, and they're experiencing some kind of age discrimination. Well, what I tell people all the time, women, it hits harder. Do you want to work as a cashier for minimum wage, or do you want to do something that the sky's the limit? So we have an amazing opportunity to make great money. Student debt. Are you ready for this? Listen to this. 57-year-old Terry Reynolds Rogers declared bankruptcy in 2007, but still had $152,000 in student debt. A Mary Kay side gig can provide you with so much. Here's another one, the loneliness of high-powered women. I came into Mary Kay because I wanted to make an extra $50 a week. An average party is $300 in sales. We make half of everything we sell, which is immediate money. And you don't have to have inventory, but if you have a store, then you can provide it to your customer immediately. They're super happy. Yesterday, I went over to Lori's house and she said, oh, I also need this and this. In about 20 minutes, I helped her, but the sale was over $80. So for my 20 minutes, that was $40 profit. Yes, I drove to her house 6 miles away. We make 50% on everything we sell. We don't have territories, and you have the opportunity of social distribution. You can promote yourself in many ways and hold virtual parties, which I do. But I also love the fact that the more people you empower to start their own business, the Mary Kay provides you corporate commissions from their profits. It starts at 4%. It goes all the way to 26% with multiple bonus opportunities. And currently, I have 94 women in my organization across 40 different states. But here's the thing, Mary Kay has asked us to triple in size, and we don't have marketing. We don't pay for advertisement, so we want to get the word out and pay you in Mary Kay proceeds, being able to give you free product or other rewards as a thank you for your help looking for people who are exactly what we're looking for. So as I tell you a couple things about what's happening, here are the things. We don't want to look for bored women. We want to look for confident, emotionally stable, big thinkers, executive mindset, people with charisma, great communicators, humble, faithful, willing to go to the top, and fun. I only want fun people. So here we are, the loneliness of high-powered women. It says here, listen to this is sad. There are several books that give nuanced pictures of what life is like as a United States, in the United States for career women. Ugh. Horrible. 49% of women over 40 who earn over $100,000 are childless. Do you really have to ask yourself, do I have a career or do I have a family? Not with Mary Kay. And then it says 57% of those over 40 in corporate jobs are married, compared with 83% of male achievers. I'm so thankful that my Mary Kay gave me a no quota lifestyle, that I could take care of my family and my marriage when it got really tough. I could get lots of amazing, faithful women as mentors to guide me. And in that process, we are recognized, and it feels great. Some of the things that we're recognized for in Mary Kay is making a difference in lives of women. And the more you change a life of a woman, you change her family, you change generations. And I was honored once to be Miss Go Give for my national area. And this was one of our evenings. The friendships, oh my gosh, the friendships. Tracy and I, this is way, way, way long ago, but the friendships and dressing up and feeling pretty. Oh, it's so fun. This was one of my group pictures at seminar. We just love empowering, and I've always enjoyed, I'm a learner, I've always enjoyed the retreats. We go to, this one's Sky Ranch, and you get to just have quiet and stillness, get connected with nature, get connected with what is it you want in life. That's what Mary Kay is all about. For me, Mary Kay gave me an opportunity to take my family on many, many trips. And so this was just one when I only had 2 at this time. We took them to Niagara Falls. I paid for trips to Disney. Where's that picture of Disney? Here it is. Trips to Disney. I paid for my own sales and commissions. I didn't have to say, honey, let's take it out of your budget. But being able to support women and grow and be fashionable, isn't that fun? This is one of our pajama parties. I love it. We're creating our goals on our pink pillows or our pillowcases. And of course, I love the fact as a domestic person that I've always been able to be at home. This is supposed to be like this with the crazy kiddos, right? I can work with my children, and it gets a little crazy sometimes, but because I've had an amazing support system, I've never missed those moments, but I don't have to be there for every little thing. I can escape when I need an escape. This is the family. This is Joanna. She's the woman who recruited me. And our kids have grown up together. It's not just business, it's a family. I wanted to tell you about my kids today. I have these big kiddos. My son Paul is in college. I don't have to keep it down low. I paid for college because of my business with Mary Kay, I wanted to pay for their college. And so he goes to a private school playing lacrosse in Texas. My daughter just got a scholarship to play lacrosse at University of Oregon. And again, I have paid, it's not always a full scholarship for lacrosse, but I've paid for their education as a work-at-home mom. How many women have that flexibility? My little guy, Luke, he's into everything. I'm a part of the PTA. I'm a part of their community sports. I get to be somebody that makes a difference because of what Mary Kay taught me of leadership and how to be a coordinator and bring people together for a common cause. And that's something you get from our business. It says here in the Atlantic, why women still can't have it all. And it's really sad because it's true. Some people are experiencing that their debt is so great that their life is ruined. Well, Side Hustle with Mary Kay provided me, after 6 months, I started making an extra $500 a week. And like I told you, I noticed that my income was growing with Mary Kay, and I didn't have that solid guarantee with my other job. And when you look forward to the future, you know, stress rises with Social Security. It's not really going to be there if you're not thinking about your retirement. If you're not thinking about putting money aside, I know you're just trying to get out of debt. I get it. But here's the fun part. In Mary Kay world, you get to dream dreams that you never ever thought of. And you get to make them happen. As Mary Kay said, make a difference, dream it, but then do it, because our company is pretty amazing. We have a 90% buyback. So I thought, okay, wait a minute. What if I spent $100 on, and what did it change my life? Okay, so we have a $100 at the haircut place. Really? Did it change my life? You know, did it change my standard of living? No. I bought a card from Dave & Buster's, spent $100. Oh, the movie cinema. I paid money there for $100 to go to the movies and stuff. Did it really change my standard of living? What about Xbox? I just bought a subscription for my kids, $60. Did that change my standard of living? Mary Kay, I didn't know that it would change my life, but it was tough in the beginning. $100. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? And I found a way. And because of that, I turned my $100 into a couple thousands and thousands of dollars. I've been able to have a 6-figure income. We're working on our 4th pink Cadillac. And my favorite part, this is a CPA. She lives in South Carolina. What I learned from having a in-home business was so vital for saving and reaping the benefits that I would be given away to Uncle Sam when I didn't have to, because it's legal. Being able to have the amazing savings, and what did that do for me? The savings, my gosh, I've been able to go visit my son in his out-of-state college because I've saved that money with my taxes. Being able to create business when I'm in Texas or in Oregon. I have customers everywhere, and that's just one of the many reasons I say you can have your cake and you can eat it too. I want you to be a part of my organization. Like I said, this is who I'm looking for. If you want some cash, I'm excited to help put that in your pocket. Something that can be residual. We have a product, an amazing product, didn't even go into our current awards and recognitions, but I want you to know there's so much available if you give it a try. We have a 90% buyback guarantee. What do you have to lose? $100. What if that $100 could be? I just pulled out my IRS. Okay, so hold on. This was my 6th move. I take that back. It was my 7th move. And here I was, a mom of 3, stay-at-home mom. Wasn't my highest year, but it wasn't bad either. $84,764.78. Now that does not include my sales. That doesn't include my tax deductions. Gang, you owe it to yourself to check us out, to give it a whirl, or to pass me on. Confident, emotionally stable, big thinkers, executive mindset, great charisma, great communicators, humble, faithful, willing to go to the top, fun. People who want to be a part of something that, and you get to be recognized. This is one of my many times, earning my diamond and being on stage. Crazy fun stuff, but sisterhood, a tribe. And my story can be yours. You don't have to sacrifice your family to go up and to have an amazing life. I have my 3rd home. I think about all these things. When we moved to California, I forgot I had a beach home condo in Virginia. We had our mountain home in Colorado. And because of my Mary Kay business, I was able to put the down payment on this California home. Not a lot of people can say that their dreams come true the way we can in Mary Kay. And it's all because I gave it a shot. Even when people were laughing at me, I had to be courageous. So be courageous. If in your heart you're feeling like, okay, I want to give it a try. This is the $100. It's the starter kit valued over $400. But I'll tell you right now, I'm so thankful that I didn't listen to my mom who laughed. And then later on joined my team, as you saw, and has been my #1 cheerleader, telling everybody about her daughter who's got the pink Cadillac and will get her 4th one because she's helped enough other people get their dreams too. I look forward to talking to you. Thanks for watching.